Hi, I'm recording my bedroom. I'm trying to do it in a way that it doesn't make everybody who views it seasick, and I haven't quite figured out how to do that yet. Yeah, this is my bedroom, and hopefully it's not too wobbly. I haven't quite figured out how to hold this so it's not slanted. It's really, and not shake. I tend to shake a lot. Caffeine, you know. I love my caffeine. But I have cut back over the years, and I try to show a little self-control. Oh, yeah, boy, oh boy. I can't really shoot straight. Please forgive me. It's Christmas Day, 2016. I'm trying to sort of adjust according to the frame around the recording image. These are pictures of my mom when she was 19. She's 86. Ooh, too much. Her file cabinet kind of looks like my computer desktop. I'm after that thing all the time. It's like a career in itself. Anyway, there's her. She's holding that thing up. I swear keeping my computer system running smoothly is like trying to keep a steamship going. But they are necessary, and I think they're a good thing. Yeah, excuse the appearance of my plants. I still haven't mastered green plants, and yet I love to garden. So let's just take a smooth walk over here. Hopefully it's not jerky. Oh, that's an old painting. That's pre-World War I. It's well over 100 years old now. And it's a fjord in Finland. My family background is Finnish on my dad's side. I love that painting. I don't know who painted it. We can't make out the name on the corner there, but it does have umlauts, and there's an NEN on the end, so I'm just assuming it's Finnish. I'm just going to sit over on my bed here and try and keep this level. I'm trying my level best. And, oh, there's all my junk. I'll just clear that away. I'll probably get a few thumbs down for this video, but that's okay. Some people are picky, and they don't give other people a chance to learn, and that's... I may not even put a rating button. I don't want to be discouraged. And I've got a set of this set of green books here. That's my Dewey. I work in a library. I'm not a librarian. And over here is a paper mache cat that I made years ago. Let's go over here. And there it is. It's an interesting thing. It was in a gallery for a while, but I just couldn't part with it. It took me such a big chunk of my life, and I'm just going to maneuver around so you can see. Now I have to get up. And I applied the Marie Kondo method into cleaning up this very confused, messy room, and guess what? I have almost empty drawers. Yeah, there's more of that stuff. The thing is that stuff is so thick you can't pump it, but if you sort of hold it upside down or whatever, you get lots out, and then at the end I cut them in half, and I get all that stuff out. This stuff is so good. I don't know what I'd do without it. I can actually walk properly now. I have kind of a messed up left leg, and I can actually walk properly because the calluses aren't hurting me quite as much. And so it's a good product. And these are all my ornaments. And trying to keep my hand away from the front. So these are all my hand's starting to shake, sorry. My ornaments. I think I missed that part. Oh, it got up. Hey. I love the way the sun is playing. This is, it's either Nepalese or Tibetan. And it was given to me by a very, very lovely lady. And I always admired it and loved it, and she gave it to me. And I'm pretty sure she's passed on now, but, you know, I don't know, just little things mean a lot. And I'm finding as I get older, that's kind of a pretty scene. Those leaping deer, my dad made those on the jigsaw over 50 years ago. It was probably about 53 years because I was 4 or 5. And here, I know it's being reflected, but these are just family photos. And I'm just going to try maneuvers so there's not so much reflection. And there's my dad and the 3 of us. And there's my brother John. And my mom is a bridesmaid, that picture there. Where's my, I'm looking for my finger there. There we go. That's a bridesmaid. They look like brides. And here's a chair I won in a draw. I think we were probably the only name in a draw for this chair, and the pillow cover that I made. It's gray, but I just like the quiet. And, you know, there's looking out my street, but it's very snowy, and it's a white Christmas. Oh, yes. And here's my bedside table. This is actually a magazine rack, I think, but I really like it. I bought it at a local antique store, the antique seller, and I'm very happy to have it. And I have a pair of sunglasses, I'm not sure why, but and there's my Bible, most precious part of my most precious possession is my Bible. Sorry for the clutter and the clanking, but that's, and that is a paragraph, you know, the wood burning picture frame, $5, and I just couldn't bear to part with it. And the picture of that door, that's just a placeholder. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do, but that's a friend of mine's back door to a shed. I like it. I think it's artistic. And the lamp is new. I got it from Walmart. I still have the plastic on it. Okay, maybe I'll get that off some point. And there's some Blue Mountain pottery. We used to give my mother this stuff when we were little. And hey mothers, if you ooh and ah over things that you don't like, you'll get tons of it. Yeah. And yeah, my mother, I don't know if she doesn't like it, but she just says, oh, I'd love to get rid of it. We are downsizing, to be fair. And this box, the Kleenex cover, I made that years ago. It doesn't fit anything today. And this is my box. Again, I got this, here, I'm just going to move back a bit. It's from India, and I got it, I was 9 years old, so almost 50 years ago. And it's got this really cool pen, in case I need to write. And I might put some scrap paper in there, and Burt's Bees, my Sustain lip stuff. That's cuticle cream. I've got tons of it left, so I didn't ask for any for Christmas. I think this is getting kind of blurry again, sorry. Here, I'll do this. I'm just waiting for all those thumbs down. I'm really awkward. Anything that requires more than a couple of fingers, I struggle. And yeah, so I'm sort of poking around most of the places in my bedroom. And my bed, I never used like cushions, but I started sewing. And some of these are really not very well done. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. But little by little, so I've made all these. And this is really old. I've had this for 15 years at least, I think. And it's stained, but it's Portuguese cotton. It is just the most indestructible thing. Unfortunately, I spilled coffee and I spilled paint on it. When I used to bring my journal up here and paint, oh boy, talk about regret. Because it is so pretty. I'm just removing some stuff here. And of course, another view of all my lovely gifts. But here, I'll go on my knees again here and show you what's under here. All my exercise equipment. And yes, it does move, and no, it's not covered in dust. But I got a yoga mat. I don't do yoga, but it came in handy. It was very inexpensive. And I've got 10-pound weights. And I've got 5-pound weights. Should see what's under here. I've kind of forgotten. Some stuff, no, it has been sitting there. I'm slowly working through using... I can't find my weighted ball. I have a weighted ball here somewhere. My dad might have it. I'm not sure. Oh, there it is. There's my weighted ball. Anyway, and I got wrist weights and... sorry, I'm trying to keep this from... Here, I might have to edit this part out. But anyway, that's where I keep all my stuff. I was quick to add, I don't do yoga. To me, yoga is giving homage to different Hindu gods, and I can only give homage to one god. And I practiced it for on and off for 10 or 15 years, and I just realized now it's not for me anyway. I'd rather be doing a spin class or, listening to someone scream stuff at me. I don't know why, but I seem to need that. I got this from the Salvation Army, $3. I was so happy. It's just so perfect against the wall. Perfect, perfect, perfect. This is my aunt's final diary. It ends about 2 months maybe before she passed. She died of pancreatic cancer, and it's one of the most difficult things to read. She had Alzheimer's as well, and she was in so much pain, and even though she had Alzheimer's through all that, she could feel. So be careful how you treat people with Alzheimer's. They're still in there. They're still in there somewhere, I guess until the very end, when the disease finally takes them, but treat them with respect. I know it's difficult sometimes, especially if their personalities get a bit rough, but do your best. And don't be afraid to get the professionals in, please. There does come a point, but still always love them, It's not a cure, and once a disease starts, it's relentless, it just marches. Sometimes God does perform miracles, but you have to ask yourself, do I want to be here present on this obviously failing planet, and it is going to fail, or do I want to be with the Savior? It's scary. Death and disease are really scary. I just had a round of tests done, and if I have to be honest, and I do have to be honest, I felt fear. But I also went to God. And here's my closet. No, it's not the neatest closet, but at least the stuff is hanging up. It's not on the floor. I have a new system, and it's working pretty good, because I wear things twice now before I wash them. All my summer stuff is was washed and hung up here. Things that I've worn, the hangers are this way, and I keep the hanger that way. So I know to, here, right here, I'm not watching what I'm doing here. When they're hanging that way, I know I've worn them, and I keep them that way. So I know when I short my clothes at night, I can put them in the wash. And everything that's been newly washed just comes to the front. This is just a very old blouse I got from Zellers, and it's pretty washed out, but it's the most comfortable blouse, and it's still in excellent shape, except for being a bit, I don't know, limp, I suppose. And yeah, and this is all like jackets and different things. I should, while I'm here, I'll just sort this out. As for laundry, I made this. This is my so far biggest, and it's very comfortable. It's not warm enough for this time of year. I do need something heavier, and it's a bit long, so that's one of my projects, is to shorten it. But it's very comfortable, and it's not too bad. I'm kind of proud of it. I did need help with it, so I can't say I did it 100%, but I've got it. Just neaten it up a little bit, and that's what I do sometimes. I do a little bit more fussing than I used to. I used to be very messy and very disorganized, and I struggle with organization to this day, but at least I struggle with it. At least I try. Right? And this I got from Salvation Army. It's beautiful, and it's a 3/4 length sleeve. I really like it, and I've worn it a couple of times. It looks best with a navy blue long sleeve jersey under it. It looks really good. And I will eventually have to replace some of my trousers. If I give them to the Salvation Army, they have to be in really good shape. So I tend to take care of things. But there does come a point where either things don't fit me, or they just have to move on, because when you work at an office, you do have to be a little neater and, keep things a little crisper to the very best of your ability. Up here, when I go painting on my painting trips, that's a frame where I can sit on. That's the boom box. I also have pillow covers. I didn't bring them out. They're very festive looking. I didn't bring them out. And gold frames with the covers of publisher catalogs are quite beautiful. My fan, when the old hot flashes start. 2 purses. They're still in good shape, so they'll get another year. They always get a wipe down. And the beige one is new. 2 pairs of shoes. And then paperwork and old files. It's really quite dark. I don't know if it'll show up, but these are last year's taxes and the years before. I keep them like that. Here are just a couple things to dispose of or to move along, but that's usually kept clear. It just is easier to clean. And this is Marie Kondo. It does work very well. It is a big outlay of time, and you really do need to steel yourself first to do it, because I did get rid of things that I never thought I'd get rid of. My dresser, this is my underwear drawer. I'll leave that closed. This is my sock drawer, and these are birthday socks. I got birthday shoes and birthday socks. Those are like a cross between knee highs and socks, and they are lovely. They're so soft, but you have to keep your heels and your feet smooth, because they will, judging from the fabric, I think they will snag. So there's incentive, and it is incentive. I am a girl, and I want to look and act like a girl. Darning egg, instead of looking at your socks and saying darn, you can actually use this and darn. And when they have holes in them. And like the Marie Kondo method, I did the little sushi roll, but they don't really stay that way, unfortunately. They're so thick. These are knitted hand warmers. They have like a thing for the thumb. I think that's probably a good idea. My mother's convinced me not to take them apart, but to use them, so I will. And an old cotton nightie. I am going to be making my own nighties. I made a pattern which I'm just kind of trying out with a old ragged bed sheet to see if it works, and if it works, yeah. And bed socks. Oh, I always need bed socks. I get those screaming Charlie horses to the point where my toes will do this or they'll spread. Oh man. Oh, unleashes all sorts of pain. These are my again, I'm not exactly a Marie Kondo. Everything's so perfect. But it's better. And every now and then I come back and I work on it, and it is a little bit crammed. I'm going to have to figure this out a bit more. But I don't like hanging up jerseys. I really don't. And everything here is still usable. I'm sorry, I don't abide by the rule. 1 in, 1 out. Sorry, I don't do rules like that. You have to decide that for yourself. Here is all the red stuff. This is my dad's hunting jacket. It's very old. It's got to be at least 30. Very beautiful open weave sweater for the springish, autumnish warm, and a warm, kind of a knitted looking top. I like it. And more sweaters. Again, definitely not Marie Kondo. Hide this. Yeah, I haven't mastered folding yet. But yeah, it's better. It's much better. I have to take my time. I get frustrated, and folding and packing are not my forte. And down here is a big Aran knit sweater, and it's fabulous. It is so warm on those bitter, bitter, bitter days. And here's a sweater that one of the ladies at work gave me, and it's, again, a very warm, I do believe it's a hand knit. Very precious. These are both very precious. I'm the 3rd or 4th owner. And I washed it, and a couple of times now. It gets washed once a year. I don't want to felt it or do any damage to it. And as you can see, I have my clothing. I have an abundance of clothing, but everything is wearable and everything is good. Here's another one of my poor plants. Yeah. Yeah, if I have a New Year's resolution, it's to look after these things better. I'm always rushing around. I don't spend a lot of time up here. I guess that's the other reason it's neat. And look at this clock. I like very simple things. And that's like a metal. That thing is heavy. And, oh, it's 10 to 11. Ah, almost time for lunch. Oh, good. I eat very lightly on Christmas. And I started eating more lightly throughout the year. I've lost 15, 16 pounds over the last 18 months, so I just want to do things that I can sustain, and I really don't want to bother with a lot of diets. Judging from the time on this thing, I'm going to have to cut these up, so that's what I'll do. But anyway, that's my room, and that's post Marie Kondo. I normally don't subscribe to things like that. I figure everybody knows how to clean up. But I find that her method, it probably makes the most sense, and for me it worked the best. Instead of trotting around from room to room to gather everything up of one kind, gather it up, try it on, do you love it, do you wear it? It's not just a matter of if you'll wear it, but how many times. And how does it make you feel? I do believe in feeling good. I don't believe in lathering on every piece of jewelry or, tarting up my hair or wearing, so much makeup that you can see your fingerprints in it. I've seen that, and big red lips. But I do like to be groomed. My hair is drier. I cut my own hair. But I still like to look neat, and I'm simplifying my look There's a French saying, I think it's a French saying, that the messier the face, the simpler the hair. It's true. Fussy hair does not look good on a lined face. I don't care how much plastic surgery you get, and no matter how pulled tight you are, you're still an older person. And maybe embrace it, because you're not going to get any younger. Anyway. Oh, and here's my light fixture. Hopefully it won't blind everybody. I'll turn the light out, just out of consideration. It's a pewter, sort of a brushed pewter look, and I think it's pretty. I love simplicity and the quiet. And my room is Revere Pewter by Benjamin Moore, I believe, and a Roman shade. Love Roman shades. It's not a style. It's just all this. I'm surrounded by things I like, and again, just simple. And as you can see, I have bare walls. I was going to bring up the Finnish wall rug. We have an old wall rug, but I don't mind. I just like things to be open and simple. Anyway, I'm going to sign off now.